picked these logs up at my local yard waste facility. They were quite challenging to get up onto the trailer, even with the ramp. The first two here I was able to roll, but you see the first one I take off with the tractor was very big, and I actually had a nice gentleman who helped me push it on. I had it halfway up. I was getting close to being able to finish it, and he just gave me a hand and helped me push it on, and probably saved me a half hour time. So I would appreciate his generosity. You can see here I put my face mask and winter hat on because it started to actually snow, and it just a brutally cold wind blowing from the north. So although it's May 9th, I want to say, when I was doing this work, it sure is a cold spring so far. I've worked the log onto the bucket enough that now I can run a chain underneath it and then around the bucket just to secure it a little bit to make sure it doesn't fall off as I try to lift it. As you can see, I used my tiller as my ballast. The tiller weighs a little over 600 pounds, so it does an effective job. I actually could have more ballast on. As you could see, the back end did rise a little bit, not off the ground, but it bounced it. I was attempting to position the log to release the tension on the chain, but failed, and ultimately I just pulled the pin on the hook and took the entire hook off. I did something here that I know better. I started the tractor without being on it. You always should be on your tractor when you start it, just in case it got stuck in gear or something and it moves. I was outside of the wheels, so I knew I was safe from that aspect, but if thinking about it, if the tractor does move, I'm not on it to control it, and it could cause damage to other things. So something I'm going to have to make sure I do in the future. So you notice that my wood axe definitely needs a new handle, and I actually replaced it a couple days later. It was getting pretty bad, pretty deteriorated. The composite, a rubber thing that's on it, just that broke right away. I guess I tend to overstrike. I've got to practice not doing that, and you see me come short a few times chopping this wood. It's just practice makes perfect type scenario. You're never going to be perfect, I don't think, but it just takes extra doing it and getting comfortable with it. replacing the handle on the axe did prove to be a little bit challenging, more so than I anticipated. Getting the old handle out. The new handle fits and it's tight, but I'm a little concerned it wasn't as wide as what I was hoping for to fill the top. But it is very tight, so I'll keep an eye on it as I use it. That's actually my favorite axe, which is interesting because I got it from my uncle when he passed away, and I don't think he ever chopped a piece of wood with it in his life. He just was not that type of person. But I love using it. It tends to work really good. You can see here on a challenging log like that, I'll break out my splitting maul and use both of them, because sometimes you just need a little bit extra force. But I got her done. I do like having the tire on the splitting log. I'm going to swap that tire out, though that's a trailer tire. I'm going to swap it out with a SUV tire, that old tire that I had a puncture in. I secure it to the splitting log with wood screws. I find that holds the logs a lot better. Otherwise, every time you hit, the log flies off, and or you can't get it to even stand up straight and stuff like that. And you can use the tire to help balance the logs as well as keep them contained a little bit. So I do plan to swap that out here in the near future and continue to split. I split all my wood by hand. Typically, I do have a hydraulic splitter. If I really get a challenging one, I'll break that out. It's actually in the little shed in the background there. I haven't used it now in 3 or 4 years. I also have access to my dad's gas 20-ton or whatever hydraulic splitter. So if I really have a large pile of wood and I want to split it out, I can borrow that from him. But a lot of times I don't mind just going out, splitting 4 or 5 logs worth, and then going in, getting a little exercise that way. Bye-bye.